Right, story time. I built this one. This one's a Crytac. Nothing is different in this build the way I always do Crytacs. One thing, this is what I talk about when I say high-speed builds can give you some real fucking shit. This is not a high-speed build. It's not. This is running warhead motor, better piston head, tappet plate spring, nozzle, hot rubber. Nothing else has changed, and it's running a 7.4. This came back to me, and the fuse was blown. I noted it straight away. So, I took the motor out, and when I changed the fuse and pulled the trigger, I got the blue smoke out of the motor. It worked, it spun blue smoke. So that is a dead ESC and a dead hall sensor. There's your first bit of money. So I started looking what can cause that. I have repaired the motor, tested it on the battery, perfect. Tested it out of the gun, perfect. I thought, I'm not going to put it straight into the gun, I'm going to try it with something else. So I took a SEMA motor and I popped it in. This is the response I get. You can see the motor is trying to turn the gears, is trying to pull the piston. There it goes. Now it went, you see that? Now what could have caused the gears to lock up? I'm a bit pissed off that happened. I'm a bit pissed off because that shouldn't have happened. Bearing in mind this is not the correct motor for the gun. If you look through the peephole where you check your AOE and whatever else, the piston and the gear were not in the right place. I just drag out facing this way a random gear and piston. It should be picking up from there. But it was like that. Now why did that happen? And why did I mention high-speed builds at the start when this is not a high-speed build? I'll show you. This was absolutely loaded with BBs. Some have come out from the back. He's had a jam. That could be a bad BB. It could be some shit that's got inside his hop unit. There could be many things that this could be. I'll know when I take the BB out what it was. But it's a maple leaf rubber. These generally don't give any shit like that. Yet we are loaded with BBs in there. I reckon there's at least 3. Now, what would cause that? How did this all come together like this? You get BBs trapped in your barrel. Bad BB, broken BB, bent barrel, barrel not clean. This is why support guns, I tell people, you've got to keep that barrel clean. Either way, it's not the hot rubber, because the BB gets to about here and can't go anywhere. And a fuckload did fall out. As the nozzle is moving on the tappet plate like this, it's loading BBs. But what happens if it's jammed in the barrel? Ready? I've seen a few techs do this, and it's a stupid idea. Don't do this. I'm going to take this apart anyway and look for damage regardless. Don't do what Donnie Don't does. Ready? If you're going to force the piston back a little bit, like that. Hear that noise? That's going to sound different. Yeah? If you cover that up, which is what I see techs do so they don't damage something, which is ridiculous. If you're going to hold it back, not all the way, but halfway, and for fuck's sake leave some air coming out of it. Alright? And the reason for that is because if I create an airlock, look at where this piston is, look at where the gear teeth are. If I create an airlock, horrible noise at the end. Yeah? And again. That's the airlock. The piston couldn't go forward, it bounced, it did not go in the right place. The gears have gone back to where they should be. The gears have gone, well, I'm doing my job, and they've got all the way back to about to pick up the tooth. But the piston is back because of an airlock. That's what just happened. This is why, no matter how good your DSG build might be, no matter how good it might be, or any high-speed build, if you get a blocked barrel, if you're firing in semi, if you're in semi and it goes, and you know you've got a problem, okay, makes sense. We know there's a problem because you heard it. If you're in full auto and you get that, you're going to get clung, 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 bang, 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 clung, 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 bang, bang, bang. Now, this gear actually came out of an SSR 9 where someone tried to change his spring over, and he managed to basically stove the spring and spring guide right into the gears and got a jam, and the same thing, piston on gears, absolutely knackered. You know, that's misuse. So in this case, something has caused that, and we're going to find out what it is. I don't want to lose any BBs out of this. I do not believe it's the hot rubber because all the BBs are past the hot rubber. One flat BB. One on the other, on the other, on the other. Again. Where's his mag? Where's his mag? Oh, it's empty. Damn it. It's empty. I wonder if he's using an Odin. If you use an Odin, I've seen it on regular speed loaders as well. You get a particularly bad, a stiff one, you're going to flatten the BBs. Because if I don't see any damage down the inside of this barrel, there's still one in there. There's literally still one in there. Hang on. Let's just move all that out of the way. We go from this direction because it would have had to come in that way. But I don't want to lose it. Look at that bad boy. Look at it. His barrel is fucking pristine. Needs a clean. It's pristine though. Let's see how many of these actually roll down it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we're going to see what's inside it and see how damaged it is. This is why high-speed builds could be perfect here. That is all it takes, because the repair on that motor is not going to be cheap. There's my time to consider, which I'll probably cut him a deal on. And I dare say he's going to need gears and a piston. There we go. This is the lesson you can learn.